Did you know there's a creature on Earth whose origins were a complete mystery to humanity for over 2,000 years? A creature so enigmatic that even the great philosopher Aristotle was baffled by it. We're talking about eels. These slippery, snake-like fish are hiding some of the most bizarre and fascinating secrets in the animal kingdom. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see eels in a whole new light. So let's dive right into our first mind-blowing fact. For centuries, nobody knew how eels reproduced. Seriously, Aristotle himself, one of history's greatest minds, studied them extensively and concluded they must spontaneously generate from mud because he could never find any reproductive organs or eggs. It wasn't until the late 19th and early 20th centuries that scientists finally cracked the code. They discovered that European and American eels undertake an incredible journey, migrating thousands of miles from freshwater rivers all the way to a specific, mysterious area in the Atlantic Ocean known as the Sargasso Sea. It's here, in the deep, dark waters, that they finally spawn, and then, their life's purpose fulfilled, they pass away. This epic, one-way journey to a single, shared birthplace is one of nature's most impressive and secretive pilgrimages. This leads us to our second fact, which is just as strange. Eels go through one of the most dramatic transformations in the animal kingdom. When they hatch from their eggs in the Sargasso Sea, they don't look anything like the eels we recognize. They start as tiny, transparent, leaf-shaped larvae called leptocephali. These little guys are so see-through you can practically read a book through them. They drift on the ocean currents for up to 3 years, slowly making their way back towards the continents. As they approach the coast, they morph into glass eels, which are still transparent but now have the familiar eel shape. Then, as they enter freshwater rivers and estuaries, they develop pigment and become elvers, which are basically miniature versions of adult eels. They'll spend the next 10, 20, even 50 years growing into yellow eels before their final, incredible transformation into silver eels for their long journey back home to the Sargasso Sea. It's a life cycle with more stages than a butterfly. Now for fact number 3, something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Some eels can breathe through their skin. While all eels have gills like other fish, species like the European eel have a remarkable ability to absorb oxygen directly through their moist skin. This adaptation allows them to survive out of water for several hours, provided their skin stays damp. It's why you sometimes hear stories of eels slithering across wet grass from one pond to another. They aren't just flopping around, they're on a mission, using this incredible superpower to explore new territories or escape drying up puddles. Imagine being able to just leave the pool and go for a walk across the lawn, still breathing just fine. That's the reality for an eel. It's an amazing example of how life adapts to overcome obstacles. All right, let's talk about electricity. Fact number 4, the electric eel isn't actually an eel. I know, it's right there in the name, but taxonomically, they're not true eels from the order Anguilliformes. Instead, they're a type of knife fish, more closely related to catfish and carp. But what makes them famous is, of course, their shocking ability. An adult electric eel can generate a jolt of up to 600 volts, which is 5 times the voltage of a standard US wall socket. They use this power for both hunting and self-defense. They have 3 specialized electric organs that make up about 80% of their body. They can emit low-voltage pulses to navigate and find prey in murky water, kind of like a biological sonar. When they find something tasty or feel threatened, they unleash the high-voltage charge to stun their target. It's one of the most potent biological weapons in the entire animal kingdom. So while not a true eel, it's an honorary member of our list for being just too cool to ignore. Finally, our 5th fact delves into the deep, dark, and slightly terrifying world of the moray eel's mouth. Have you ever seen a moray eel shoot its jaw out to catch prey? It looks like something from the movie Alien. That's because moray eels have a second set of jaws inside their throat called the pharyngeal jaws. When a moray bites down on a fish with its main jaws, this second set of jaws launches forward from its throat, grabs the struggling prey, and pulls it down into the eel's esophagus for swallowing. This unique and slightly horrifying mechanism is called pharyngeal jaw transport, and it's a necessary adaptation because morays, living in tight crevices of coral reefs, can't create the suction that other fish use to swallow their food. They had to evolve their own biological conveyor belt to get dinner delivered. It's a perfect, if not slightly creepy, example of evolution finding a way. So, from a mysterious life cycle that stumped Aristotle to a multi-stage transformation, the ability to breathe through skin, a shockingly powerful imposter, and a terrifying second set of jaws, eels are undeniably some of the most fascinating and bizarre creatures on our planet. They are masters of adaptation and hold secrets that we are still uncovering to this day. They remind us that there are still so many wonders hidden in the rivers and oceans of the world, just waiting to be discovered. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the world of eels. I hope you found these facts as amazing as I do. If you enjoyed the video and learned something new, please give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss our next adventure into the wild. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.